Hi little skeletons, it is Disney Queen Skelly here, and welcome back to the top 5 list. So today's top 5 list, as you can see in the title, is top 5 favorite TV characters. Shocker that all of mine are from adult cartoons, because that is all I watch. Other than Survivor. I do watch Survivor, but a lot of it's probably faked, like all the drama and shit. Sorry, I have a blanket on my legs because it's cold. And I can't say that Jeff Probst is my favorite TV character. I don't know. It just wouldn't make sense to me to put reality TV stars as characters. Anyways, I do watch crime shows. I've finished Bones. I'm currently watching Dexter with Luis. It is my second time viewing the show, his first, so I'm very excited to see how he reacts to it. In the meantime, though, let's go through my top 5 favorites. So obviously we're going to start from number 5, go to number 1, as per my list usually goes. So we're going to start with number 5. I really only could think of 4 characters. I had to pull number 5 out of my ass because I had no other clue where I could pull from. But now thinking about it, I'm glad she is my number 5, and let me explain. So here's my number 5 choice for my top 5 favorite TV characters. So coming in at number 5, we have Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers. So why Tina? Well, because honestly, I can kind of relate. When I was her age, when I was I think she's 14 in the show. When I was 14 years old, I think she's 12. She's between 14 and 12. Either way, when I was those ages and I was going through school between my awkward 8th grade and 9th grade year, I honestly hated it. I was getting bullied left and right. I really didn't have any siblings to lean on because I'm an only child, unlike Tina, who has Louise and Jean, who will help stick up for her. Just unfortunately, I had nobody. I had my friends. Obviously, I have friends. It's sad when you don't have someone at home around your age, I will add, that could really understand what you're going through. Obviously, people have parents and those who will stick up for them. Oh, not stick up for them, but parents will listen. Parents will try to get you through it, but just unfortunately, sometimes it's you need that person who's around your age to really hear you out. And your friends are going to they will be biased because they love you and they want to help you. But at the same time, when you're at those ages, people can really change their opinion about you really quickly. And unfortunately, some friends just are fake friends. And unless you really have that big trust in them, you just really can't do much about it. And Tina did get bullied a lot by Jocelyn and Tammy. Now, she did occasionally hang out with them, as a group. She tried to be friends with them. But Tammy would still bully her. Jocelyn was an idiot, but she would obviously take Tammy's side because that's all she knew. She had a crush on a boy who occasionally liked her, occasionally didn't like her. I never really had that issue. They either didn't like me or they did like me. They were never this back and forth thing. But obviously with the whole loving boys, the crazy hormones, I totally understand. Having the big doofy glasses. I also had that really bad bowl cut that some girls get when they're younger. Lovely, isn't it? Anyways, at number 4, we have a character that I don't really resonate with, but because of two special episodes he's in, he definitely takes the number 4 spot for me. Coming in at number 4, we have Stewie from Family Guy. So I said it was because of only 2 episodes that he was in that really solidified me liking him as my favorite character in Family Guy, but he's also a lot more well-rounded than a lot of the characters. He's definitely more developed. For sure, he's more developed. From episode 1 to the current season they're on, there's a clear difference in how Stewie acts. And it's kind of refreshing that they didn't stick with the whole they occasionally still go back to the, oh, I want to kill Lois thing, or oh, I want to take over the world, but it's not as dramatic as it was in season 1. And not to say that I like that more, it's more of a case of I like the fact that he's doing more than just focusing on that and being a one-noted character. So the 2 episodes that I personally really enjoy. In fact, they're my 2 favorite episodes in Family Guy. Personally, how they didn't win an Emmy for either of them is beyond me. The first episode, I will one day dive into specifically what I like about these episodes. I'll probably make a video regarding my favorite episodes and TV shows that I like. The first one I want to talk about is called Stewie and Brian, or Brian and Stewie, however they put it in the title. Long story short, without any spoilers, Stewie and Brian get trapped in a bank vault and they have to stay there until Monday. A lot goes on inside that bank vault. And when I first watched it, I initially was like, I don't want to watch this, because I used to hate watching like the Road 2 specials, and I really hated like the ones where it was just Stewie and Brian. But for some reason, this one really caught my eye. It was the simplicity of the title, and on top of that, they kind of introduced the episode in like a in a Frankenstein kind of way, where the person walks out and says, hi, what you're about to watch is da-da-da-da-da. And that's exactly what they do. So they introduce the episode, and then they don't have enough time to fill out the length of time that they want, so they fill it with like songs, which I usually skip. I just kind of go on to the next episode. But the episode itself, when I first watched it, had my eyes glued to it. I thought it was an incredible episode, and I do intend to tell you guys about it one day. The second one I want to talk about comes right after that episode. Again, without any spoilers, it's an episode that's just Stewie and the therapist. And the whole episode is just Stewie talking to this therapist. It's kind of weird how it all kind of comes together, because they do explain why he's in that therapist's office. But before then, it's just such a wild story, and it's so well told, even though it's just two characters. And I love it. I think it's an incredible episode. But before I get too into it, we're going to move on to my third favorite TV show character. He's one that a lot of people probably wouldn't see as a good TV character, or maybe they just might think he's a bit weird. But me personally, I think that's why I really bonded with him. So here's number 3. Coming in at number 3, we have Krieger from the show Archer. And I mean, come on, who doesn't love a good weirdo scientist, right? Like Krieger, first of all, I love science. And Krieger doing these crazy experiments that just go completely out of left field for the characters of Archer just always keeps them on edge. It keeps us on edge, especially when nothing's explained, which is about like 99% of the time. And on top of that, Lucky Yates, who plays Krieger, is an incredible actor in this show. And it bummed me that for a few seasons he wasn't getting credit for playing Krieger, because Krieger was a huge part of the show from the beginning. And once he really started getting like really, really into the plot details of this show, they started to put Lucky Yates in the opening credits, which it made me happy. I love how weird he is. I love how random he is. I love how nothing he does can be explained. Krieger is just an overall fun character to love. Number 2, however, I feel a lot of sympathy for. Honest to God, oh my God, I know who I also could have added in this. That would have made 1, 2, and 3 real easy. I guess we can do an honorable mention before number 1. Number 2, though, I really feel for him, and I really hope that in later episodes, things get better for him. So let's move on to number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have Moe Szyslak from The Simpsons. Moe has had a lot of shitty times in The Simpsons. He is unfortunately, I do apologize if this triggers you, he is unfortunately suicidal. The guys at the bar, like Homer, Carl, Lenny, they don't really appreciate him as much as they should. And on top of that, he's lost a lot of really good women that he's tried to fall in love with. Spoiler for a later episode, so skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. But he eventually does find love, and I hope to God it actually continues in later episodes. There was a new episode that came out, I believe, last year, if not this year, I think it was last year, where Moe reunites with, what was her name? Started with an M. Hang on a second, I gotta look her up. Maya. That's her name. Maya. He gets back with Maya. And Maya was honestly my favorite girlfriend out of all the girlfriends that Moe had. And I'm really glad that things worked out with her. So I'm hoping in further episodes he continues that relationship and things actually get better for him, because like Comic Book Guy who found love, though again, spoiler, please skip ahead if you don't want to hear this, I think his wife might leave him. If you haven't seen the latest episode of The Simpsons with this weird nerd cruise thing, you really should. I can't really explain it all in one video. And my first favorite, let's do the honorable mention. I don't have a picture for him, so I'm just going to tell you who it is. Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. I've always been a fan of Sideshow Bob. Ever since I started watching the show from episode 1, he's always been my favorite. I think it's just that smooth voice, but you know who plays him, and I really had a shock this was a shock factor for me. When I looked up what other voice acting he had done, he plays Stinky Pete in Toy Story 2. My lady boner went down a little bit, but just so long as I see him as Sideshow Bob and nothing else, I'm a happy camper. Anyways, my number one selection, she's so cute. She's adorable. She has melted my heart multiple times, and her episode in this series is my all-time favorite, which I will talk about in a different video. Here's my number one pick. Coming in at number one, we have Maggie Simpson from The Simpsons. So why do I love Maggie so much? For one, she's an adorable little baby. She's so cute, and I love her, especially in her little starfish sweater that she wears during the winter. But the one reason I love her so much, and it'll be the same reason that I give for Stewie. For one, Maggie has had character development throughout The Simpsons. She loves her mama, she loves her dad, she loves her brother, she loves her sister. But the one episode that has truly made me fall in love with Maggie, there is an episode called And Maggie Makes 3. I believe that's the title of the episode. Again, we'll talk about this in a different video where I talk about my favorite episodes of different adult cartoons that I watch. But in the episode, they basically talk about Maggie's conception and what she did for the family. And at the end, it's always made me cry. And the first time I watched it, my heart fluttered, I was sobbing. It's pretty much how hubby feels about the episode, spoiler if you don't want to hear it, where Homer's mother dies. He can't watch it because of how much it hurts him. I can easily watch And Maggie Makes 3 because it makes me incredibly happy. The only runner-up I will say to the episode is Lisa's sax. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely a runner-up to And Maggie Makes 3. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Who are your top 5 favorite TV characters? Please, can't talk today. Please list them in the comment section down below. You don't have to give your reasons, but if you would like to, I won't complain. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, little skeletons. Please stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. I love you guys.